Hey guys, it's me, Coach Dana. Thank you so much for joining me back here on Limitless Living. Today's pick a card is gonna be a different one. A quick shout out to Avalon Intuitive, who is the inspiration behind this pick a card. She's pretty new here on YouTube. I'm gonna leave her link to her channel in the description box for you guys so you can check her out. But this is, what if I chose a different path? How would my life be now? Hopefully to alleviate any kind of regrets, bring you some kind of closure. So if you're sitting there wondering, what if I stayed? What if I took that job? What if I moved? Um, this is going to help alleviate this question for you, okay? Now, your timestamps, your ways to book with me, ways to donate to the channel are in your description box below. And as usual, take your time, and I will see you guys at your pile. All right, pile number one, let's dig into this. What if you had chosen a different path? Okay, so let's dig in. Hopefully this alleviates any regrets, it brings you some kind of closure here, okay? So let's take a look. Wow, that's interesting to start this spread. So really, this is giving me the vibe of like confidence, maybe confidence in being vulnerable, opening up here. Maybe there's always a sense of judgment I get in this sexuality energies. Okay, so it is very possible that you were coming from a place of judgment, maybe shamefulness, maybe some guilt here. Something's going on like this here, okay? Or it is very possible that somebody was making you feel this way in the past. I think you were starting to question your own worth, okay? That's the kind of feeling I'm getting here, okay? But we have so many cards to go through, okay? Caring connection. And it's in reverse. So this is kind of telling me that this was somebody on the outside, perhaps, a relationship that you were in with somebody, or maybe it was just friends or people around you making you feel less than. Maybe you've lost some confidence along the way, okay? I'll leave these for the top. Let's see what else we got here. Business. Ooh, Venus. Oh, I get it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I did just hear third party situation. Maybe somebody may have made you feel like you were the one and only, but they were doing things behind your back, cheating on you, mistreating you. This could also tie into some kind of business opportunities, okay? With with some competition. Maybe you found yourself in some competition. I heard friendly competition, but I'm not taking the friendliness part of this, because this is starting to get kind of heavy for me. So this could have been, a little backstabbing, betrayal, amongst friends, family, you name it. Anything is possible in these energies, okay? But there was definitely some competition. Maybe you felt there was too much competition in a business aspect of this. Maybe you were just not confident and ready enough to open your own business, work on your own, do your own thing here. I just kind of feel like maybe you felt like you've missed an opportunity here with someone, or a business venture or something like this, okay? So maybe you are still feeling the guilt, the shamefulness, some kind of sadness, because you just maybe felt like you didn't have the confidence. You didn't have the confidence to make it happen, because you felt like, oh, there's so much competition. It's maybe oversaturated, something like this. But this is also tying into a relationship aspect, okay? Maybe you felt like people weren't standing in your corner either. People didn't have your back, and maybe you felt like you couldn't do it on your own, okay? And that's sometimes the case. Sometimes we feel like we can't really make things happen, because we need the money, we need the tribe, the people to kind of back us up, help us out here, okay? But there's still this harshness that you still carry this in your heart. No matter what this is right now, okay, there's still some kind of harsh feelings towards yourself. You're not happy with yourself, and these are just kind of old feelings of shame and guilt. But looking at this is kind of giving me the vibe of like letting this go here, okay? Letting this go. This here is really, really screaming at me here. The amount of energy that is still being carried from maybe feeling like you've missed this opportunity with this person, or this the business aspect of this, okay? You should see this Venus card as something very positive, okay? Mainly because we are seeing this as the goddess of love and relationships and money matters. And when we step back into the Venus energy, we're talking about loving ourselves, okay? Loving ourselves no matter what happened, okay? And part of loving yourself is releasing this, okay? This is time for you to kind of step back into your confidence, and knowing that whatever happened and how that went down was meant to happen, okay? This was meant to happen, okay? I feel like it was I don't want to say diversion, but I feel like it was taking what you perceived as it, like you being taken off of your path, was actually setting you on a healthier path to getting towards your dreams here, okay? Because what the Venus energy does is it puts you more in alignment with the right people at the right place at the right time, okay? So you can rest assured that what you were feeling, like, again, this was your perception of it all. It looks scary. You still continue to hang on to the shame, that kind of energy, but really you were taking just a different path, a path that was, to me, brings in a healthier way of getting the job done, and getting you in connection that people that actually genuinely care. Again, we're tying this into a relationship. Okay, learning how to love yourself first, because these two energies are like about the self-love, your self-worth, but you're learning more and more about yourself and how to put yourself first. Releasing the judgment is what keeps coming through in my head, and it's like, okay, I heard you the first time, right? But it's releasing this judgment, it's releasing the guilt. Okay, this also talks about new ways of communication. So maybe this has taught you better ways to communicate to yourself, communicate to your family, your friends, new relationships and stuff like this. But you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot by not going down that path. Again, putting you back into alignment with the right people at the right time, the right place at the right time. Okay, you see that there? Okay. Wow, I got a lot, and that's only 4 cards. Okay, winter. Nice. Oh, really nice. Yeah, see, when we see this kind of energy, this is winter. This is that metaphysical death. So something had to die and fade away. Okay, something, whether it was old thinking, old ways of doing things, old ways of just being. But something about this energy had to die. Okay, metaphysically, not literally. Okay, guys. But through this all, it's a better. I gotta watch my words, okay? Because this is YouTube. Hold on. Long story short, this is really, more about getting rid of things that just don't serve you, okay? And the universe, I think, was trying to tell you that, because it didn't serve you. It didn't serve you to be here if you weren't standing firmly in your confidence, if you weren't standing firmly in your self-worth, okay? This had to go away. This had to go away. There would be no way for you to succeed, get back into your confidence, standing there in your birthday suit, feeling all confident, right? Like, who can stand in their birthday suit and feel confident? Like, if somebody was just eating and picking away at your self-esteem, why hang on to this? This was not a caring connection. Okay, Venus is telling you that too. And, meanwhile, this person probably had other people on the side. There was competition, okay? Regardless. So I don't want you to look back at this situation, no matter what it was. I don't want you looking back at this with a sense of shame and guilt and regret and what if this person were to change and become different. I don't want you looking back at that. I want you looking back at this situation as it no longer served you and the universe was protecting you. Okay? Protecting you from people that could possibly have been stealing money from you, throwing you under a bus, shaming you behind your back, doing something to I feel like undermining your just really not seeing your value. And they were doing things like behind your back here, this energy here and that energy here. So when you look back at this situation, I want you to see this as the universe has protected you. The universe is protecting you from badness, bad low life people, I feel like, okay? And for me, I feel like this is definitely come full circle, okay? Right, exactly. Things had to change, you guys. Things had to change. If you were continuing to go down this path, you know who you would have been. You would have been so depressed, so suppressed, so unappreciated, just in a very dark place here. You know what I'm saying? So things had to change, and I want you to understand that. So I don't want you to think back and go, I don't want you to carry the regret of not carrying out either this relationship. um if this was tying into some kind of business venture, it had to change. It had to be different. Okay, maybe maybe you were meant to open up in maybe a different location, or you had to do things differently to make more money, or whatever the situation might have been specifically in your case. All right, but you have to understand, if you were standing in one spot and things never changed, you wouldn't be making the same kind of money. You wouldn't be in the same kind of you wouldn't be in a healthy relationship or something like that. Okay, but the things had to change for your highest good is what they're telling me here. Okay, and maybe things did slow down in your life, and things seem to have paused or still been at a standstill. But this is releasing it. This is letting it go. Okay, letting it die, and just not looking back at it as something that you're still shameful of, because you're still carrying the shame and guilt and judgment. Okay, pick your beautiful head up and look to the skies, and pick your head up and be proud of yourself, and understanding that you went through this for a reason, and this person was only in your life for a season. Okay, it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy, and it's like that feeling that as long as you continue to keep your head up, your head up, and with pride, get back into being your old self. I hear it's like, get back to being your old self. That's what I'm hearing in my head, which is very specific, but just know that you were being put in alignment for the right people at the right place at the right time. Okay, I know this was difficult. This is kind of like the tower moment, like where everything just fell apart in your life and business, and man, can I relate to that. Okay, so in the tarot energy, of course, the King of Cups, of course, in reverse of all things. So this does tie a little bit more into a little bit more into this relationship energy that I was picking up here. But I'm gonna tell you, this entire situation, you're coming out of this a much better person. Okay, and I heard wisdom as my fingers touched this world card, which is so not what this card is talking about, but it is about the enlightenment of who you are, and getting back into your old self. And now my eye is hitting this, and I have never seen this on this card before. That nasty snake, you see that there? So there's definitely there was some kind of snake in the grass here. There was somebody, betrayal, backstabbing here. A lot of this, that's really what I'm grabbing in this energy. Okay, we're talking about a King of Cups in reverse, and we're talking about you again. This is about courage, you standing up for yourself. You returning back to a place where you can believe in yourself again. You believing that your business can happen. You believing that this person was only in your life for a season. You believing in just you again, and you embracing you embracing, I'm hearing two different things at one time. Hold on. So you're embracing you're coming back into your seductive side. Not only that, but you're returning back into a place of happiness, because I feel like in this 9 of Wands, which is weird, it's like you're coming back into a place of feeling authentic and true to who you are, okay? I feel like you've had to possibly defend yourself. You've had to stick up for yourself. I feel like maybe, you've been doing this alone for a long time. Where, you're shedding away a lot of people who just don't need to be in your life, okay? Because I think it is tying back into your spiritual growth. If you had hung on to these people, they would have stifled your spiritual growth, okay? A lot of that is coming up here, okay? That's clear as day. But when we're in this 9 of Wands, this is like not backing down. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving you what you want. I'm not lowering my standards. Almost embodying the Queen of Fire energy in this, okay? But this is about you standing very courageously and moving forward and into the future, okay? So a lot of this has taught you how to become courageous and stand firm in your power and not letting people back you down, because this hurt back here. This hurt. And you're like, I am no way, or am I allowing you to come into my life and do me wrong again? Okay? This King of Cups in reverse. Do we even need to discuss him? Because, normally we say he's trustworthy, he's compassionate, but somebody here has now you have the trust issues. You get what I'm saying? Like you're probably having a hard time trusting people, but that comes from the past here. So, you're coming out of this a much better person. You're coming out of this situation much stronger than you've ever been before. So like I said, I don't want you looking at the past in any kind of regrets, any kind of any sorrows. I want you to take a moment. You see how proud she is, like how she stands in her, like, don't mess with me energy. Like I have all of my wisdom here. I have a newfound wisdom. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep my head held high. Remember I was saying to keep your head held high here. But I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to continue to stay balanced. I'm going to go with the flow and be in harmony. And I'm going to focus on me, because this is what I want. This is what the power you possess because of all of this back there. Of all of this that you went through. Again, be thankful that this was just a seasonal thing. So no more living in regrets. I hope this has brought you some closure. I have one more. Oh my gosh. Listen to me. Then I'm just saying, be proud. Be proud of yourself. Okay? This is the time that you need to take a step back and just celebrate everything that you have achieved. Hello, look at everything that you've accomplished. People were tearing you down, telling you, this or that, or this person here was doing things behind your back, and you're coming out of this a winner. You have achieved so much. You've returned back into a space of self-love. You know how to love yourself, put yourself first, and look at you wearing your birthday suit and with so much confidence. So I'm almost picking up a little body shaming. Maybe your body was being shamed here. You love your thickness. You love your curves. Don't let anybody ever make you feel lower than whatever. You get what I'm saying here? You embrace that sexy body of yours, masculine or feminine energy here. You've done so much, and it's just be proud of everything that you've accomplished, okay? Whew, wow. We're just getting on. This is just pile 1. I got 2 more piles to get through, guys, but this was awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how this is tying into your life here, okay? Are you back in a place of being proud of yourself? Because if you're not, I'm jumping through my screen and we're gonna have a talk. No, I love you. Coach Dana loves you. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Love you so much. See you next time. Bye. All right, pile number 2, let's dig in. So what if you chose to go down that path? Let's take a look. That's your final guidance card. The Jack-o'-lantern protection. So something in this energy is telling me that there was something about you being protected, obviously. But this is also an energy that talks about teaching people how to treat you, how to treat yourself. But this has to do with boundaries and things like this. So, okay. So this is kind of giving me a little bit of your backstory as to what was going on here. Gosh, I have so many cards. New life, divine mother. Devotion. Okay, so what I'm gathering thus far is that there must have been some kind of connection here where in the past you've had to teach people how to treat you, how to respect you, but also in this let's go into here for just a minute. Also in this divine mother energy, what this is telling me is that there were a lot of things, possibly a lot of things that you wanted to do for yourself. Think of this energy too as like the Empress energy. Thinking about your dreams, your goals, your desires, giving birth to, of course, children, but giving birth to your ideas, okay? I feel a small part of this was suppression. Like you were being suppressed by somebody, by people, maybe by society. And maybe there were just things in your past that you kind of put on the side, things that you felt like maybe you weren't good enough to do, or I can't think outside of the box in this energy because, people would look at me funny, or I don't know. You're just putting away ideas that you had, okay? Not allowing things to come to fruition. Maybe you were, you had a voice here. You had a voice. You had something to say. You had a gift to offer the world. But again, I feel like a lot of this, what was going on inside of you was suppressed. You kept it inside. It caused you to become maybe depressed, maybe stagnant. There was a lot of control. I'm getting a lot of control being put on this here, okay? This energy, this is telling me that you stood firm in your faith and your connection to God, source energy. This also talks about being stuck in fear, dwelling in the misery of your situation. But there's also this inspiration inside of this this devotion card, okay? There's of course the faith, but there's something being stuck in fear, okay? Something like that is definitely coming through here. So I just really get a strong sense that there was, you have a lot to offer the world. You would have either the gift of just giving birth to children. That's that sounded funny, but you wanted to be a mom or a dad. You had a vision for your life. You had a vision for your life here. But in this energy here, this is telling me that, you know, somebody was suffocating your light. There was a suffocation of your light. Thus, that's what I'm gathering thus far in this energy. Okay, so let me get the rest of these cards out so we can get a bigger picture. You clearly are having trouble speaking, because when I get tongue-tied like that, that's where I was getting the voice from. Like there was something you had to say, something you wanted to share, but the suppression. Okay. How teachable are you? This is about, again, you know, either teaching people how to treat you, teaching people how you want to be treated. But this talks about learning new things, letting go of things that are troubling for you. They're taking me back into this energy, but this is like, no matter what you were dealing with, it was challenging. I know that for sure. Okay. But you stayed very connected to source energy here. Okay. But this is about you and perhaps your own negative self-beliefs here. You carried a lot of doubts and just trying to let this go. You know, this talks about, you know, clearing away any kind of old habits. Maybe you had some bad habits of your own. Maybe the person that you were with had some bad habits. You know, some kind of addictions in this energy too. But this talks about bringing something new. Again, there was clearly something that you felt. I'm just going to go back into this thought that I had earlier, that you had such a beautiful idea of how you thought your life was going to go. But then something happened in here that just caused you to become either isolated, secluded, stagnant. There's this controlling energy. I feel like you started to become controlled by other people, again, controlled by society. Where it kept you stuck inside of the gate. It kept you stuck inside of your comfort zone. Okay, you were afraid to blossom. You were afraid to branch out. You were afraid to share this voice, this beautiful. Maybe you are a singer. Maybe you felt like you had. I touched it and it told me. Okay, some of you guys in here. And I'm sorry, but I am gonna say this. Some of you in this energy were victims, domestic victims. I'm getting tangled up in my words again, okay? Domestic abuse victims in this energy, and you wanted to share your story. If it wasn't domestic abuse, you have a story to share. You have a story to share with somebody. Some of you have a beautiful singing voice and are afraid to share your voice. Some of you have musical abilities, talents, and stuff like this, but you're telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough to share this with the world. Okay? This pattern here, back here, was a very difficult cycle. Okay? But nonetheless, it was about you being too afraid to come out of your shell. You afraid to open up and share what was on your mind. Okay, some of you, this is, every time I see this card, I think of a baby's nursery. Like a little baby boy's nursery, where you would put, your baby in the crib here, and then like the mobile. I don't know. My imagination goes there. That's where my mind goes with this card. So this does tie into, maybe the idea that you were going to be married by this specific date, have children, and you're going to live happily ever after. But something happened here where you felt the need to put up some boundaries with people. You something like that. Really, they're telling me like there's some kind of religious factor in this too, where maybe it was two different oh, they're saying same sex as well. So this could be about same sex adoption. But this is also saying to me like that there was some kind of religious clashing here, where the two of you had conflicting beliefs. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Okay. Going back into this though, but you saw your future in a very different way. Nonetheless, it just did not go very well. It didn't go the way you expected it to be. They're taking me back into this because this holds some more vibration for me about that resistance. There was some kind of resistance to this change. There was, the universe was trying to help you understand that things had to change. It couldn't be this way for you because it was going to take you down a darker path, I feel, where your light would soon flicker out completely. Okay. But it got you, I just saw in my head like somebody's standing up off of the ground back on their own 2 feet. This is what I'm feeling. Like you were on the ground laying flat on your back and you were struggling to stand to get back on your own 2 feet here. So, eventually, like if you were to continue on this path, it would have just completely put your light out. Completely put that light out. Okay? This was misery. This was miserable. This was a miserable time, but you didn't walk into this knowing that it was going to be, obviously it was going to be miserable, but you went into this with like really high expectations. You went into this with so much inspiration, but then after time you realized that it quickly shifted. Okay, you became stuck in fear, but nonetheless you stayed connected to God. Your connection with source energy is what's pulled you through this. Okay? So if you are still stuck in hanging on to this, like, what if I just would have stayed? Would it still worked out? Or if I just would have, if I could have, would have, should have, what if I just stayed? That's what I feel like I'm saying. Would I have, some of you came out of this with children, with beautiful children. That is the purest gift from God, right? Some of you are saying, if I would have stayed, could I have children with this person? Or if I would have stayed with, listen, this would have been miserable to the point where you would have been so stuck in a cage. You would have stayed in this because it was comfortable for you. It became a way of life for you. It became something that you've grown accustomed to. You became used to it. And my thing is that if something is making you feel so bad inside and you become used to it, what is life from there? Like, how are you living? It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not what was meant for you. Okay. But the universe has pushed you through this. Okay. You've come out of a very transformative time, I feel, but this is about you being pushed out of a comfort. Okay. Whether it is to, I keep seeing somebody on the stage singing and or playing an instrument, or just sharing what's on your mind and putting yourself out there in a way that you didn't think people would respond to. And it's all because of the past. It's all because of the protection you put around yourself, or, again, somebody was putting out that light inside of you. So if you had stayed there, you would have never grown. You would have never blossomed. You would have still been sitting in this comfort. Whether you can see that or not, there would have been no way to make your dreams come true. Doing what was best for you, what was healthiest for you, okay? There would be no way for your dreams to come to fruition. You wouldn't be fulfilling your heart's desires if you were still there, okay? So again, they're taking me back into, your personal goals where it would have been continuously suppressed either by you or somebody else, okay? But very sterile, okay? Control. They keep saying lots of control over this. Yeah, I get it, guys. I hear you, okay? So, a diversion, you were diverted. You were put on a different path here. You were put on a different path where you could flourish and grow and either teach people through your experiences or, but you've learned. It's either set you up for you to learn from this mistake and not allowing it to repeat itself, but also taking what you've experienced and teaching other people, okay? Again, like domestic violence, that came through, but that's, of course, not going to resonate for everybody, right? Oh, of course. Okay. The picture is so clear. You were set on a path. Of, listen, had you stayed there, it would have, like I said, this would have been continuously suppressed in you. Okay? You have a gift, you have a light, and this is what Source was trying to show you, is that I'm hearing two different things as usual. I want you to get past this fear. I wanted you out of there because you're filled with inspiration. You're obviously very vocal. You could be a Gemini. Just saying. It's very possible. But had you stayed there, we're in the 5 of Earth, okay? There would have been no opportunities to even make money, because we say in the Pentacles, there's usually a vibration of like uncertainty when it comes to money, okay? There's insecurities in this energy. There's feelings of not being able to obtain your goals, or again, suppression. Suppression isn't in the 5 of Earth, but it keeps hitting my head, you guys. Like, there's the, if you had stayed there, you would have been abandoned and sitting in a state of lack and a lot of worry and concern and doubt, okay? You probably would have needed more financial help from other people. So really, you were set on a path to, make more money here. And I feel very, very, it's like about you being in that independence, coming into your independence and doing this on your own, wow, this is so powerful. Had you stayed there in this Ace of Cups, again, it's the restricted emotions, putting that fire out, not really having new opportunities, not really having opportunities in love, because normally we talk about the beginnings of a new relationship, new opportunities in the love department, okay? Something that would have been loving and compassionate. And this also talks about your creativity. This has pushed you into a creative mode, right? a beginning of where you can freely and truly express yourself and not worry about what other people are thinking, you know? But this was a definite self-care, self-love, glow up. I feel like this was a self-care glow up. And it's like, you know, normally for me, I feel like in the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, it's about my time. This is my time. Not that I'm going to be greedy about it, but I'm taking back what's mine. I'm taking back my power. I'm taking back my voice. I'm taking it all back. Not in a greedy way though, okay? And the Six of Pentacles in reverse is going a lot deeper for me. But this is like, I'm taking back what's mine. Because you have learned so much about yourself. You're coming out of that negative self-talk. You're no longer letting other people talk down to you, make you feel bad. You realized that resisting this change was leading you nowhere. So you had to change. You had to adjust. And you had to do things that were uncomfortable. And finally, you're in a position now where you're like, I realize I have just taken back all of my power. I have taken it all back. This has probably been the most powerful reading I have done ever on either one of my channels. You feel me? So I don't want you looking back going, what if? I want you to continue to stand back in this power. And I know this is so awkward coming from the Six of Pentacles. But this is like, I'm going to, here. Let's just forget this is a Six of Pentacles, okay? But there you are, sitting there in your fierceness, in your power, not putting up with any crap, right? I have a voice. I have a reason to be here. I have a reason that I'm existing on this planet right now. It is to share my voice. Maybe it is to just share my devotion and share what source energy or what God is through my art, through my music, through my experiences, through my children, right? But there you are in your power. Okay? Oh, amazing. Relationships, final message. Oh my God, look at how you treat yourself. Okay, so I was just saying this. Listen, very quickly, with this change that you went through, the opportunities are presenting. Have presented themselves, whether this was a job, a career, relationships, but this was all about your soul's growth. So I want you to walk away from this reading knowing that you are 100% being protected from any further abuse, from any further suppression, from this feeling of feeling stuck, getting out of this misery. You were in complete misery throughout this energy. But the universe is saying, no, I got something better for you. I have something better. We're talking about the purest forms of love coming through. Not just from other people, but the purest forms of love for yourself. Okay? You probably have already started to notice that your relationships with other people are better because you're better on the inside. Because we live from the inside out. So everything had to start from you. So if you're treating yourself better and you're loving yourself better and you're feeling better inside, what are you doing? You're attracting exactly how you're feeling inside. You live from the inside out, okay? Holy guacamole. Pile number 2, you have no idea how beautiful this reading is. I'm sure you do, but whew, I am probably gonna have to go take a breather before I get into pile number 3, because this was beautiful. This was a beautiful transformation. Okay? Think of it as that, a beautiful transformation. I don't want you to feel any more regret, okay? Better opportunities. And continue to treat yourself very, very well here, okay? Because that's how I feel like you were doing in the 6 of Pentacles. I'm taking back what's mine. Got it? All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you soon. Bye.